Hello, Emmanuel. Can you hear me?
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, sir.
All right. So I was asking if you have any difficulties with the previous contact session assignment, or how basically were you able to attempt the assignment?
Um, okay, sir. This is my first time to join the contact season, so
Okay.
I was having difficulty to locate, like to even join the class, but I was able to join today.
Okay. All right. So do you now have the curriculum? Do you now have the
Sir?
curriculum? I said, do you now
Yes,
have
yes.
the curriculum for? All right. So since you missed the previous contact session, I would want you to try and go through the curriculum and catch up with what has been taught in the previous contact session. Some links to some resources that will get you started in some of the concepts that were being discussed in the previous contact session on the Slack channel. So I hope you're on the Slack channel now.
Yes, sir.
All right. So you can just go scroll through the Slack channel and check out for the resources that have been shared, basically. Is that all right?
Yes, sir. It's all right. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you have any issues,
Sorry, Mohammed.
yeah,
Hello, Mohammed. Will you still have access to the information that has been shared before you join the Slack channel?
I
Yes.
hope so.
Okay, okay. All right, no
Okay.
problem.
All right. So,
Sorry, someone else is also just joining. On what is the name again? Oyewale. Hello, Oyewale.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, is this the first time you're joining this class?
Yeah, this is the first time.
Why didn't you speak up since?
I just logged in now. I haven't been able to come since go for the other session because I just came back from NYC camp.
Okay, no problem. Send your name, phone number, and email address to the chat box so I can add you to the Slack channel.
All right, thank
Please
you.
send it now
Okay.
before the class starts. Thank you. So, Mohammed, we have two newbies just
okay.
joining today. So please make sure you orientate them about what to expect in the class. And also, I'll be adding them to this. Please send the information now. So you'll be added to the Slack channel so you can have like you can have access to all the assignments that have been given them since the previous class. And also, have you registered into LMS?
Yeah,
Hello.
I have an issue with registering. I can't get the confirmation email. I sent an email about that yesterday.
Okay, okay, okay. I will escalate the issue to the tech team. So you have to be patient on that. But
All
in the
right, thank
meantime,
you.
send your name, phone number, and email address. Please send it now so you can be added to
Okay.
the Slack channel.
All right.
And just because I want to inform everyone, just because you're having issues with the LMS doesn't mean you shouldn't do your assignments. LMS is just the platform where you submit your assignments. So, and I'm very sure your facilitator has been sending the assignments to the Slack channel. So you have access. Nobody can come and tell me, oh, I couldn't do my assignment because I didn't have access to the LMS because all your assignments the assignment questions have been sent to the Slack channel. So for those people who don't have access to the LMS now, please don't come with the excuse saying you don't have access to the LMS. That is the reason why you couldn't do your assignment. So go to the Slack channel and check for the assignment and start working on it. So if at the end of the day you weren't able to submit it on LMS, the facilitator will send you his email address and you send the assignment to the email address. Is that understood? Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
understood.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
okay. Okay. Mohammed, please take note that you have two people in class that just joined you.
All right.
So you can continue. Sorry for the intersection.
All right. It's no problem at all. So, once again, welcome. Welcome, Oyewale, right? Um, and who else? Okay, Emmanuel, welcome. I know you guys must have missed some of the things that have been discussed in the previous contact session, but just like I said, you, I'm sure at this moment you have the curriculum, the cycle curriculum with you already on what are the different things that are going to be discussed within this contact session. You can always check that out and links to resources that will get you started. Similarly, when you are being added to the Slack channel, you'd also see some resources that some of the facilitators have shared, regarding a particular concept. So you can always catch up with that. And as well, the Slack channel is also a platform for you to be able to, you know, lay down your problems when you have problems trying out a particular concept or a problem attempting an assignment. You can always place that issue on the Slack channel, and any of us here can always help you out. It could be me, it could be any of your the other participants rather on this call. So I hope you guys will be able to catch up with the previous contact session. And yeah, just to reiterate, the method at which the Bincom Academy is taking is called the Montessori approach, where you're expected to at least dedicate up to 8 hours every day, in practicing and, you know, trying out new concepts that are being taught in the class. So, yeah, so moving forward, Josephine, I think, okay, there's Josephine here. Josephine, Uluwashi, and Leonard. Do you guys have any problem when you're trying to attempt the assignment of the previous contact session? And if there are no problems, what are the methods in which you guys were able to use?
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
I had a problem with the first assignment, which was Postgres SQL. I think up till now I can't seem to install that thing. That's one. Then on the second session, the regular expression something is was tough, difficult. Even up to now, I still don't understand. I just did try and error, look for resources to just make the assignment, to just be able to complete the assignment, even if I don't even really understand the code I wrote. I just know I wrote code and I made it work. That's all. The regular expression, the binary search thing was just so, I don't know. It was just so difficult. So the code I wrote self, I don't understand it, honestly.
Uh, well. So apparently, you are struggling with video understanding how regular
Exactly.
expression works, right?
Regular expression, okay, I actually get the concept. But the part that they say we should implement binary search, we should implement binary search to, what's it called? To extract the names. That binary search was a bit confusing and I still don't get it.
What was
And
the
their
assignment?
obviously the assignment was to extract names from an HTML file. From an HTML
Okay.
file, where to extract all the baby names that were there. We should write some algorithms and we should use binary search using regular expression. We are told not to use any library. We should only use regular expression, implementing binary search and algorithm.
Okay.
Sir,
So regarding that, basically, you are actually asked to extract some baby names from a particular website, if I get that correctly. And while you extract, right? So while you extract these names from that particular website, you are told to make use of regular expression or binary search using regular expression. To do what exactly? Is it to match baby names or a specific kind of string? What was the instruction?
the instructions were to match, were to extract only baby names.
Or
To extract
okay,
baby names using binary search and we're to write some set of algorithms. That was all.
all right. So from what I can understand with this particular assignment, right, I'm trying to look for where I can see them.
Can somebody please mute me? My screen. Someone should please help me out and mute me.
Okay, I think I've seen the assignment now. So basically what they told you to create a text file that has
Electric.
your
Yes, yes, yes. Okay.
okay. So you are asked to actually create a text file that has your full name and write code to read it, extract the first name, surname, and last name. Right? They also said using the library OS, print your local file path on the screen. It's quite easy. Then you're also told to extraction of baby names from HTML file using Bridges, right? Not using built-in libraries, creating a sorting algorithm. So what does sorting algorithm means basically? Explain those concepts for you. And I'll also explain what you need to do in order to extract those names basically. So sorting algorithm is actually used basically to rearrange a given array or list of elements, right? So for example, you are given a list of elements, right? And mind you, in that element or in that array, you have different objects in them, right? Different strings or different characters in them, right? So a sorting algorithm, is just used to rearrange that algorithm or that list basically according to a comparison operator. So in a list, you can say, oh, if so name is greater or the length of so name is greater or equal to this, or if this name is equal to that, and all of those. So those are comparison operators. I'll go over them in a minute. So that's basically what a sorting algorithm is. So sorting algorithms can actually come in different form. So many of them, so many ways to do sorting algorithms, right? You can have insertion sort, you can have merge sort, you can have iterative quick sort, and all of those, right? So I'll just be giving you guys like a very simple example of what sorting algorithms is basically. So let me quickly share my screen and show you guys what sorting algorithms could be basically. Uh, okay, where do I have this? Okay. Uh, can you guys see my screen now? Can anybody see my screen?
Yes, I can.
All right. So let me give you an overview of what a sorting algorithm is. Where do I have it again? All right. Let's use my notepad. So this, let me look for what a sorting algorithm is. Right. All right. So this is what a sorting algorithm looks like, basically. Let me copy this out, and I know most of you are not really familiar with this particular kind of text editor, but never mind, it works the same way elsewhere, be it on VS Code or be it on PyCharm or whatever ID you're making use of, basically. So this is what a sorting algorithm means, basically. So just like I said, it enables you to rearrange, you know, elements in a list or an array, right? So what do we mean by a list, or what do we mean by an array? I know some of you are already quite familiar with some of these Python fundamentals, but for those of you that don't really understand what these fundamentals are all about, I'm just going to reiterate what a list is. So a list is a data type, right? And when we say stuffs are data types in Python, what we mean is that they have the ability to be able to store data, right? So sometimes you might be working with your code and you might just want to store some bit of data, right? So lists is a very quick way to store data, right? So, and how do you initiate a list? You initiate it using, square brackets. So this is a square bracket, and in this square bracket, we could have different elements in it. So we could have maybe some names of um, or just some names generally. You could have Grace, Mohammed, you could have um, Ubashi, right? Have John, for example, right? So this is just a list. And just like I said, when you want to initiate a list, you always initiate it with what? With square bracket. And the element in a list, could be of any type, right? You could have strings, just like you have here. You could have numbers, and all of those in a list. So this,
Sorry, sir. Please, I can't see your screen. Are you sharing screen?
yes. Who else can't see my screen? Can anybody else see my screen? Or yes, let me confirm that.
I can see your screen.
Okay. Oh, probably it's your network or you have a low bandwidth, so you can just go off the call and come back in. Probably you'd see it. Is that fine? All right. So yeah, going back to this. So yeah, I have this as a list, for example. So this list, if I were to print out this list, I could just print the list. 1, for example, save this. Let me comment for truth and error. So you can see I have an output of my list basically, right? So this is just a list. So now what sorting algorithm means is that, oh, in this particular list that we have, how do we manipulate all the elements in this list? This Grace here, can we carry Grace and put her here? Can we carry Oluwaseyi and put her here? Can we carry Mohammed and put him here, right? Or what are the other things we can do with this, right? Can we take out all the white space in here, right? Can we remove this comma? Can we remove this comma? Can we do all of these different things to manipulate the element in this list, right? Or can we rearrange them and all of those? So that's basically what, you know, a sorting algorithm is. So let me give you a quick example, right? So we can see, just to remind you guys of what the definition of a sorting algorithm is. So sorting algorithm, and just follow up with what the algorithm means and you understand how it works. So sorting algorithm method, this is my own definition. You can always search for the definition of rearranging elements, right, or array, according to a comparison operator. Right, so that's the definition basically. So the question here is, what is sorting algorithm? We now know that a sorting algorithm is the ability for us to rearrange elements in a list. What are elements? Right? Elements are just the values that you have in a list. What are lists? List is a data type, right? That can have different elements in it. It starts with a square bracket, right? And it can contain either strings, Boolean, or integer data types, right? And they said according to a comparison operator. So what's a comparison operator? So these are examples of comparison operators. Comparison operators, are just operators that enables you to compare two things or two or more things, right? So what are operators in essence? Operators are just, a particular function, right, that enables you to perform an operation, right? So in Python, or generally, we have a lot of operators. We have like arithmetic operators. So what are arithmetic operators? We know them. We know the plus, we know minus, we know multiplication, division, and all of those. These are examples of operators, basically, right? But when we talk about comparison operators, these are things that help you compare two things. So what help you compare two things? If I say Ade, say Aderonke, for example, right? And we put another name, maybe Usman, right? These are two names, right? One name, this another name. So how do we compare these two names? How can we compare them? Can we say, oh, is just putting it in English, like we'll translate this to code later on. We can say, is Aderunke, right? Is Aderunke older than Usman, right? You can see we are comparing something, right? Or we can say, is Aderunke taller than Usman, right? We can also say, is Aderunke um, richer than Usman. So all of these are comparison, right? So in code, what do we do? If we say somebody is Adenike older, all right, we can say is Adenike greater than Usman, right? If we say, we can also say is Adenike less than Usman, or is Adenike same age with Usman? What does that mean? can say it's Adenuke equal to Usman, right? So these are what we call comparison operators. They are just operators that enables you to compare two things. So example of comparison operators would be equal equal, which means what does this mean? Equals to, right? We have greater than, right? What does it mean? It means greater than. We have less than, right? What does it mean? It means less than, right? We could also have greater than or equal to, right? Greater or equal to, right? And we have less than or less or equal to. So these are comparison operators, right? These are comparison operators. These are operators, arithmetic operators. So now we now understand what sorting algorithm is, right? It's just the ability for you to use these comparison operators on this element in this list, right? So how do we do so, right? Let me take all of this off. And we can now say, oh, okay, let's see. In our list now, we have Grace, we have Mohammed, we have John. How do we use a comparison operator to check or to sort this particular list? A simple one would just be, okay, let's check this list. Is there anybody referred to as John in this list? How do we know? Right? We can just say um where's my we can just say if, right, which is a conditional statement. If, right, John in list one. We are saying if this John is inside this list, let us print out something. We can just say print out yes, correct. Yes. And it says yes, you are correct because it finds John within the list. But what if we put another name that is there? Odewale, for example. And we say, oh, is Odewale in list? It does not print out anything because Odewale is not in the list, right? But we can put an if statement or an else statement saying if Odewale is not in this list, print out no, um, not found or something like that. Save it and say okay, right? It's taking too long to run. Yeah, it says not found because Odewale is not in this list, right? So we are checking this list and we are making like sort of, oh, okay, um, this um is inside this list. So how do we use other comparison operators? Basically, right? We can say, say for example, let's say we have a name, and the name is John, for example, right? Right. So we can say if John is equal to name, right? Without it, without equal to name, no, not found. So we can say yes, you are correct because it finds out that John is same thing as this, right? You can also do something like not equal to. If John is not equal to name, right? Print here correct, or if it's equal to name, or if it's not equal to name, print not or no not found rather. You can see or it gives us not. So that's basically how to use um, comparison operators. So the question is now, how do you use these comparison operators on this list? right? Right. How do we use it on this list? So let's look for a example to use. So we can just say we can look through this list. Right? We can say for name, list of one, for example, right? And we say, oh, for all the names in this list, right? You can put another condition. If name, if length of name is equal to 5, for example, right? Print yes, we found it, right? Or else, and say print no, not. So does this run? Well, let's hope it does. Yes, it does run, but we have an error, right? Because type int has no length, right? Basically, it has no length. So how do we do it now? So for name, let's to see. Oh, sorry. Yep. Uh, good. So we have it now. So what it means basically is that we are trying to see, oh, all the names inside this particular list, which of them has a length of up to 5 characters, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Grace has 5 characters, but Mohammed does not have 5 characters. Oluwaseun is not 5 characters, it's more than 5 characters. John is up to 5 characters and all of those. So we are saying that, oh, in this particular list, if you find any name that has up to 5 characters, print, yes, we found it. And it prints just once because he found out that Grace has just 5 characters. So in essence, what we just did here is that we made use of comparison operators, right? And we made use of it to do what? To rearrange or to check out something in our list. So that's basically what sorting algorithm means. Forget about this code. Don't mind it. Right. So this is what sorting algorithm is. Sorting algorithm can come in different form. You can use other logics to do it and all of this. But the essence of it is that, oh, you have a list or you have an array of something, right? And you can rearrange the element in that array or in that list using a comparison operator. And what are comparison operators? They are things like equal to, greater than or equal to, and stuff like that. So I hope you get it now, um, uh, Josephine.
Yes, I get the sorting algorithm. But you've
Yeah.
not
So
explained the binary search.
okay. So binary search and what's it called? Binary search and regular expressions are almost the same thing. In fact, I would suggest you make use of your regular expression directly. So what does regular expression means basically, or how do you get to do regular expression? So let me look for how do I get a code that has regular expression? Okay, let's see. Hmm. Okay, access control. Let's open up very old code. That's going to be showing you what regular expression means. Mhm. Right. So we have all of these regular expressions. Okay. Mm, where do I have this? Okay. Just a second. Let me bring out where. Okay. So this is what one of these regular expression looks like. And, all right. So yeah, basically this our regular expression looks like. I hope you can see my screen, right? Can you still see my screen? Let me see.
Yes.
Okay. So basically, these are regular expression. For example, is what we call a regular expression. I know it looks like gibberish, but don't worry about what it looks like. Be concerned about what it does. So this is like a regular expression, regress, right? So in this regular expression, basically, right, what it does is that it's an expression that actually matches with something, right? So say for example, let me give you an example. For example, you have um, a file, right? Let's look for a file to give an example. Okay, so yeah, just a minute. I'm trying to give you a file. Okay. Hmm. So you can see on my screen now, right? Rather that we have a file, right? So this file basically is just an exported WhatsApp group conversation, right? Just like you can see, you've seen conversation from one person to another and all of this, right? These are just conversations of people. So probably you're working in an organization and your boss says, oh, let me see, I need you to help me extract all of the phone numbers in this WhatsApp conversation, right? I don't know how you are going to do it, but I'm going to be sending you the exported chat file to your mail. Kindly drop your mail and get on work, right? And you just receive this particular document and you're confused. Oh, how do you go about this? How do you even, remove all the numbers from this particular document? Are you going to be copying them one by one like this and be pasting it somewhere else? That's going to be very tedious, right? So you have the skills and to be able to, use this particular document, right, and extract all the numbers in this document. So how do you do that, right? A simple way of doing so is by using regular expression, right? So regular expression, what you do with regular expression, you're just saying that, oh, okay, this is a sample of a number. Why do I have confused again? Okay, good. You can see that this is a phone number, right? So you can now see that, oh, this phone number that I'm looking for, I have like 1,000 or 1 million phone numbers in that document. But the easy way for me to get this phone number is that I write a regular expression, like just like an expression that will be able to detect any number that has this kind of pattern. You know that numbers used to start with plus sometimes, depending on which country you are at the moment. So some numbers can start with plus 4 4, some can start with plus 99 and whatnot. But if you notice, most of these numbers are in the same format, right? Most of them are in the same format. Right? So you can just write the regular expression saying that, oh, this particular regular expression I'm writing, anytime that this regular expression sees a number, it will always recognize the number. It would always recognize that this particular thing is a number. Why? Because you've written a regular expression that is synonymous to this particular number. So you have your number, you have your regular expression. So how do you extract the name? Right? You can do things like, oh, what do you do first? Let me just give you the step. You open your document, right? And sometimes in Python, make use of this open, right? Name of the document, sorry, name of document, right? And mode, it could be a plus or whatnot. If you don't understand it, don't worry yet. I'm just giving you steps. When you open the document, what do you do next? Right? You write regular expression. And this regular expression, what does it do? It matches or it finds all phone numbers. Right? That's what somebody is about to ask a question. Who's asking a question? Go ahead. Just Israel.
Okay. I want to. My question is this regex. Can we
Yeah.
use URL?
Can we use what? Oh, Israel, I can't hear you any longer.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I said I went in when I was doing the assignment. I discovered that there is one built-in library URL like URL lib.
Libya.
Yes. Can we use it on a file as well, other than using the regex?
Okay, so the thing is that URL lib and regex are actually two different things, right? So what URL lib enables you to do basically is that it helps you to get information from somewhere, right? Use it to extract information, right? But what regress does for you is that it enables you to extract a specific kind of information. So URL lib extracts information from somewhere, right? But
Okay.
what does regress does? Regress extracts a specific information, right? So that's just the difference between the URL lib and you know your regress. So URL lib might not necessarily cover some kind of information you're trying to look for, right? Just like I explained, if you have a document like this full of so many other things and you're looking for only numbers there, right? Or you're looking for a link or something like that, the best way or the best route that is commonly used within the space is to use regular expressions, right? Because regular expressions will enable you to be able to look for that thing specifically, right? So let me give you another example. Just like what I'm doing here, right? Is that I have I have right a repository or like let's say a data bank, right? we have individuals um, Ethereum wallet addresses, right? So many wallet addresses on the blockchain, right? So, and in this wallet address, right, we can determine if the wallet's Ethereum wallet address is a valid Ethereum wallet address or it's not a valid Ethereum wallet address. So how do we even do so, right? If we tell a user, oh, send me your wallet address, once they send your wallet address, how do we even know it has a pattern of a wallet address, right? We only know because we already attach a regular expression that only matches and only finds Ethereum wallet address, right? So that's one of the unique things that regress does for you basically all the time. Whereas URL link, is single-handedly most times used to just extract information from a particular source. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, yes, it does. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, welcome. So, Josephine, just like I was saying, um, this is it. What you do basically is that when you write a regular expression that finds all the numbers, right? Then what you do next is that you write a logic rather that extracts names from a given source. Could be anywhere, it could be in a text file, could be in on a website or whatnot, right? When you extract the name, you now say that, oh, in this extracted names, use my regular expression only to only sort out baby names or first names or last names. So that's the three step you are supposed to take when you're trying to do something like this, right? So in your situation, what you are going to do first is that, oh, connect to the particular source where you're getting these particular names, right? When you connect to the source, extract all the names that you need to extract, right? And you can now say, oh, in these names that I've extracted, which use my regular expression to, you know, take out maybe first name, last name, or baby name. So you're going to be writing the regular expression that only matches names or first names or baby names or whatnot, right? Just not to take too much of our time. I think that explains it
Uh,
better. So
yes,
when
sir. Yes, sir.
yeah, yeah,
Man, I had while I was doing the assignment,
yeah.
another challenge I encountered when I applied the Finder, I read dot Finder. When I print it, the only thing is just the list is not ordered, I just bring it out anyhow. I even try to use grouping. Yet, if I use grouping on it, it's only bringing only the first match. That
Mm.
I so I don't actually know how to organize. I had to just do it anywhere. Like, in fact, let me just say I'm still on it. It was really challenging. Really.
Okay. So usually regress actually has different methods of finding elements, right? We have find all. Which other one do we have? We have so many of them, right? But find all is not necessarily the best thing to use all the time because find all, what find all does is like it just goes and look for anything that is just that related to that particular information you are trying to search, and it just bring out the information randomly, right? But we have other methods basically. Let's check for the methods. I can't remember them at the moment. But let's see, just regress methods, right? In Python. So, you can see something like this. Let's check here. So you can use other ones, not necessarily find all, right? We can use search, right? Something like search. I think search is a lot better because search actually gives you distinct, received information rather than find all. Find all will just give you, a bunch of stuff that you might not necessarily be looking for at the moment. So we have search, you know, split actually does something else, right? It returns like a list that has been splitted already. You can split it using commas or whatnot and all of those. Then we have sub. Maybe you want to substitute one character for another, right? And all of those. So search, you can make use of search. Try search and see how it comes. But most definitely, when you are searching, right, just know that what you are searching for in a very large file, you will most definitely receive a lot of information basically. So if you want to arrange this information very well, oh, what just happened? Eh, you serious? Okay. So you could try the search, right? And if it does not bring out the information that you need, you can then apply other methods in rearranging the information. But essentially, when you use search or use find all, it brings out a lot of information. So it depends on if the information you are extracting matches what you want, basically, at the time. I don't know what the case is for you, but yeah. And if you have other problems with that, or it's not giving you what you want, you can always send it on Slack. We'll check it out and we'll resolve that basically.
Okay, I can send it to you. How? Yeah.
Yeah, just send it on the Slack channel. See it.
Okay. Okay. I'll do that.
All right. So are we good? I think we've taken so much of our time. We'll just have to quickly brush up with today's contact session. And yeah, all right. Josephine, are you good to an extent? I know not completely, but you can always reach out later too. So. Oh, okay.
Uh,
So let's,
hello, sir.
yeah. Okay, okay. I can hear you.
So, on time, there is always search to search for a particular data element from the reggae. I
Mm.
really understand how we can use the binary search. Binary search is supposed to pick just a single element from the elements that we get from the regular expression.
I don't
So,
get. I didn't get that.
I mean the binary search from definition. I think a binary search is just like get a particular element from a list of elements. So I don't really know the element that we are supposed to get now. Since the self just use binary search, they did not say that I should check for element at the middle or last or not give us particular search for it.
Well, I don't really understand what the assignment suggests you do because it's quite shady. But just like I explained earlier, binary search is more like a sorting algorithm, right? It's even a sorting algorithm. It's just used to sort out something, right, from somewhere. Just like you said, from a particular an element from a particular array or list, right? Just like I explained using sorting algorithm. So they didn't specifically say, oh, okay, um, extract this particular information from this particular, because I can't see that here. What they said, oh, extraction of baby names from HTML file using regress, not using inbuilt. I think there should be a continuation of this particular question, not like a new question. So what they want you to do basically from what I can see is when you extract the names, right, using your regular expression, right? then just do a sorting algorithm, right? And they say, oh, okay, implement binary search. So I'm not entirely sure what they want, but you could create any sorting algorithm and just sort the baby names out, and that's all.
Okay, sir.
Since since we are not entirely sure of what they want, yeah,
Okay, sir.
yeah. So I think that should be clear now. Okay, so moving forward, let's just quickly brush up what today's content session is going to be all about. Okay, so today basically, we're supposed to talk about an introduction to conditionals and loops. Well, that's easy peasy. I know for most of us already. Introduction to function, introduction to classes, use of knowledge to model a functional OOP, and a recap on an introduction to Postgres and MySQL. So let's start out with conditionals and loops, basically. Why? So how does conditionals and how does loops, how do they work? Basically. So if you could remember in our first contact session, I think I was available at that time, where we talked about Python syntax, statements, and conditions. So what are Python conditions, right? What are loops, basically? So usually when we write code, we tend to give the computer some set of instructions for it to execute. And while we are trying to execute, or while the computer is trying to execute those set of instructions, right? Those instructions, could be anything, right? We could want the computer to do things at certain time. Could also want the computer to do things only and only if a particular condition is being met, right? So say for example, you know, you'd want to go to the market, for example, right? But you'd only want to go to the market only when um, the sun is not shining, for example. You don't want to get sweaty and all of those, right? So that is a scenario that happened, right? Going to the market is a scenario, right? But is placed under a condition, right? Only and only if the sun is not shining. If the sun is shining, you will not be able to go to the market. But if the sun is not shining, you'll be able to go to the market. So that's just what conditions means, right? So sometimes you might be writing some set of code and you might just want to place a condition to your code and say, oh, okay, before this particular code works, right, I want you to ascertain that this particular thing is available or not. So I think we wrote some code, some conditional statements earlier on, but let me share my screen so that you guys can, those that didn't really pay attention at that time, could pay attention again now. So remember what we did here. Remember what we did here. Let's bring let's give them space so that we understand what's going on. Let's give it space so we understand what's going on. Okay. So just like plan C, right? This is what we call a conditional statement, right? We are giving conditions to the computer before it runs this particular set of code, right? So how do we give it conditions? Or what are the types of conditions that we have? How do we use these conditions basically? So these are the questions we need to be asking ourselves at this moment in time, right? So just like I said, conditions are, this set of instructions that you give to the computer to execute only, and only if these conditions are being met, right? So the computer will not be able to execute this line of code completely without, you know, checking out for this set of conditions, right? So what we are saying here basically is that we are saying if the length, all we are saying here is that if the length of any particular string in this list, right, is equal to 5, print out something or do something, right? And we are saying that if the length of any string in this list is not equal to 5, do this, right? So what we are saying is that, oh, computer, check this particular